lender that's joining us today, and he is actually with the U.S. Bank Home Mortgage, and we have a topic we're going to cover, American Dream Program. So you guys take it away.
Thank you, Laurie. Yeah, Adam, I know we talked about this before, and would you mind elaborating and letting the people know, what is this American Dream program, and what makes it so great?
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to talk about it. But first, I got to make the lawyers happy, and I got to say a couple things. So my NMLS ID number is 980-119, and I'm with U.S. Bank Home Mortgage, and everything I'm about to say is my personal opinion and not necessarily reflective of the bank's opinion. So that said, let's talk about American Dream. It is one of the coolest programs that we have right now for first-time home buyers. In particular, it's great if you are interested in what's called house hacking. And I'll get to that in a moment. But essentially, as a broad overview of the program, it's essentially a CRA program, or Community Reinvestment Act program, which allows first-time home buyers to get down payment assistance if needed and put as little as 3% down with no PMI, which is phenomenal. Now, there are a couple of caveats to that. As it is a CRA program, or a Community Reinvestment Act program, there's limits. So the limits are basically either income or where you're buying. So for instance, if you were buying in Franklin County, Ohio, you would be subject to the area median income limit, which here it's around $86,000, $86,400, I think, is the limit. So if your household income is below that, then you would qualify for this program. Alternatively, let's say your income is above that, but you're buying in a low to moderate income area, and I can point you in the direction of how to figure that out, then there's no income limit. So it's just a phenomenal program. It's
Sounds
really
like there's
cool.
a lot of options.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, like the house hacking thing, I mean, I know, Alex, you and I, we've talked a lot about real estate investment and how to get into real estate investment. And the way that I got into real estate investment was buying a duplex and living one half and renting out the other side. One of the coolest things that I've ever done. And it's so exciting because automatically, by buying a house, your housing payment actually goes down because you have somebody else that's helping cash flow the mortgage payments. So how you do this with American Dream is on a duplex, you can buy in a low to moderate income area, or again, if your household income is under that area median income, you put 5% down for a duplex specifically, and then there's no PMI on it. So it's just, it's incredible. You can get up to $5,500 also in down payment assistance, but it's on an as needed basis.
Yeah. Now, I mean, is that why they call it the American Dream? Because there's no better dream than having someone pay your mortgage for you.
That's what I think of it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy, it's not only for duplexes, but I think that feature of buying a duplex with it is just absolutely incredible. As far as I mean, you can buy a single family home with it, 3% down, no PMI. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, US Bank wants to help everybody achieve their American dream, and this is certainly a way to do it.
Oh, that
No
is
PMI
fantastic.
is awesome, man.
Actually, I was going to ask about that. Would you, maybe not everybody knows what PMI is. Could you elaborate a little bit about what PMI is?
Absolutely. Yeah. So PMI is private mortgage insurance. So private mortgage insurance allows a borrower to put less than 20% down and finance the rest of their purchase. When you put less than 20% down, the bank wants to make sure that they are going to be repaid. So what happens is an insurance policy is taken out to cover the bank in the event of a borrower default, right? So you pay a little bit extra each month in order to essentially protect the bank. Now, there might be some tax advantages to PMI, but talk to your CPA about that. I'm a loan guy. I'm not a CPA guy, so don't take any of this as tax advice or anything like that. And again, this is my personal opinion. But anytime you can get away without paying PMI, then you're in a much better situation because more money in your pocket each month, more of your, you can put that extra money if you want towards the principal, pay it down faster. But at the end of the day, 5% down, no PMI, buy a duplex in a low to moderate income area. It's absolutely phenomenal. So like low to moderate income areas that in the Columbus area, Old Town East, for
Mhm.
those of you that are familiar with
Mhm.
the Columbus area, Old Town East is like an up and coming area right now. I mean, I get online, I look at realtor.com or whatever, Zillow, you see $400,000 duplexes out there.
Mm.
So, you want a house hack, but you don't want to necessarily have to tear down a place to the studs and redo it all yourself. There's plenty out there that have already been rehabbed, right? You can buy this 5% down, again, no PMI, and boom, you're house hacking right away with very little sweat equity into it.
Yeah, and we were talking about this mainly because we won't name names, but we happen to know an individual who is looking to try to buy a duplex for around the 200 range. The
Uh-huh.
problem with that in our market is you can find a nice one out in Newark for 200, but that's not exactly ideal for where he wants to be. If you want to try to
Sure.
find one closer to Columbus, 200 most likely is going to need quite a bit of work. You're looking at like
Mhm.
at least 50 grand of work.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
being a little generous sometimes. But you're talking about you can get, I won't say for, I don't know exactly what the payment would be, but you can get the assistance and you can get all the help with uh the program you're talking about for a home much more expensive in the 300 range,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's talk to your loan officer, call me if you want, but talk to your loan officer about it, and you'd be surprised at what you can afford. And sometimes people get fixated on a number as far as what their purchase price might be.
Yes.
But when you really sit down and do the numbers, what you can actually qualify for is pretty impressive. Now, the benefit of doing the duplex buy is you've got somebody else helping out with that mortgage payment. So, okay, a $350,000 first time house could be a little scary, but when you have somebody that's paying 15 or 1600 bucks a month next door, it makes it a lot more palatable.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you can get when you're talking about, like I said, the Old Town East, and you're talking about these more expensive duplexes, but they bring a better rent.
Hmm.
You're not going to get 15 to $1,600 a month in Newark. It's not happening.
Yeah. No. Newark is definitely coming along, but and you can
Oh, I
definitely
love it.
make
I live
money
in
out
South End.
there.
It's
I mean,
great.
that's for sure. But yeah. So I mean, the American Dream program for house hacking, I think, is incredible. Um, but even then, even if you're looking at just being a first-time home buyer and needing that down payment assistance, it's another option. In addition to that, I mean, I know we were talking about American Dream, but while we're on the topic of down payment assistance, US Bank is a preferred OFA lender, and that's the Ohio Housing Finance Agency. So, oftentimes if you talk to other smaller banks that are offering down payment assistance, what's going to happen is they're doing an OFA loan and they're going to end up selling it to US Bank. So we're going to be your servicer anyway. So you might as well go straight to the source. We have a lot of experience with OFA loans, but that's a great way to get an additional way to get down payment assistance. And it usually is right around 2.5% to 5% of the purchase price.
Oh, it's a wonderful. I've actually had clients use that, and it's been great. It's been a big help, and you know, uh, I I know with we're talking about the program and then the OFA loan. I think that there people just don't understand how much really is out there to help the buyers. There is a lot of different programs out there to help people, and don't just, like you say, get fixated on a number. Go talk to a lender. Go talk to Adam and see what you can really afford, what's really out there for you with your options. You
Mm-hmm.
oh
Oh yeah. And I mean, and it's these types of partnerships like the one that you and I have about where we can work together. We can call each other. We're texting each other sometimes in the middle of the night, trying to figure out how to get something done and how to
mhm.
help people, achieve their dreams
Yeah,
and get a new place. And just, I mean, it's incredible. It's great. I love our jobs. We have the best jobs
absolutely.
ever.
And exactly, we're texting about that. We're texting about beard tips. I gotta I'm
Yeah.
not quite on your level yet, but I'm trying. But
This is the COVID look. If
The
you look at
COVID
my
look.
I'd love to put up a picture of the of my like corporate photo because it's a lot more kept in that one, but
I love it.
Hey, it looks good. Looks
Yeah.
good.
Both of you look good. Does the OFA run out of funds during the year, or is that always something that's available?
OFA is always available. There is another, but while you mention it, Lori, thank you for bringing that up.
You're
There is
welcome.
another program that's going to be coming out soon. That's an annual program, a grant-based program called Welcome Home. Welcome Home is a little bit harder to get. It's a little bit more competitive. On that one, you have to be at 80% or less of the area median income. And that there is a limit. I don't know exactly off the top of my head exactly what that limit is to how many they'll be able to fund, but essentially it's a springtime program. We're gonna want to be in contract before like March 1st or so to take advantage of that, and hopefully your loan officer knows about it. Everybody at US Bank does, so feel free to give us a call and we can help you try and get some of that money. But it's cool because it's a grant, so you don't have to pay it back,
Right.
which is awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't say no to money you don't have to pay back.
Right. And what kind of things should you tell people that they're going to need to really be ready to apply for you? What kind of documents should they have ready? And what kind of, if you can give them any tips on what they can do to be prepared?
You know, the best thing to it's 2, 2, and 2. So 2 pay stubs, 2 W-2s, and 2 months of bank statements. If they have that stuff ready to go, then that's going to go a long way in making a smooth process. The other thing is I see so many people that get caught up online, like kind of catching the bug and looking for houses and they fall in love with something before they even have their financing straight. You definitely want to talk to us early in the process. Talk to your lender like right away before you even really seriously start looking, because you want to have that pre-approval letter in hand, and that pre-approval letter lets you make offers on, possibly the home of your dreams. But without that pre-approval letter, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, are you writing any
They
any
won't even
offers
look
without
at
proof
your
of funds or
offer.
anything?
They won't even look at
No.
it if you don't have a pre-approval attached to it. There's too many people putting offers in on one home.
Exactly. I got a buyer I just showed today. They're pre-approved, and the house went up yesterday. It already has. I called the agent today. We're talking 10 offers on this home already today, 24 hours. You need to be ready. You have to have the pre-approval. And the other thing is, it's already, just real quick, it's easy to get depressed with everything going on in COVID. The last thing you want to do is get, looking at houses that are outside your price range, get yourself like psyched up for something and then find out that you're a little bit under that. Figure out what you are approved for, and then, find the house that you fall in love with in that range, because you're going to find one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and those mortgage calculators are so misleading online because they don't tell people what the taxes are to figure in, or, it's not the whole principal, interest, taxes, the pity payment, and insurance. So it gives them the base, but it doesn't calculate everything else in. And so taxes can change your payment,
Or what's even worse, Lori, is when it does factor in the taxes and the insurance, but it's wrong. And so then they're walking around thinking, oh, this is what my mortgage payment's going to be. And then I become the bearer of bad news. I'm like, well, actually, according to the county, this is what your taxes are. This is what your insurance guy says it is. So so it helps to work with professionals and make sure that all the numbers are straight and you got all your ducks in a row before you start falling in love with stuff.
Right. How long does somebody need to be at a job as well? If they're switching jobs or careers, we've got a lot of people moving from other states into Montana, and they completely switch their careers because we don't have the same jobs. We just don't have that market. So how long do they need to know that they need to be at a job?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's a couple of different parameters there. It depends on how you're paid. So if you're a 1099 employee, for instance, then we're going to want to see 2 years of history as that 1099 employee. But if you're a W-2 employee and you're salaried, then all we really need is that offer letter and maybe the first pay stub in order to get going. If you're hourly and you're a W-2 employee, then we want to see 2 pay stubs before we can use that as income.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're national though too, right? So like you're national. So I'm in Montana, there's a US bank here. So would you be able to do yourself loans for here, or do you have to hand that off?
Why, yes, I can. I would absolutely love to do your loans in Montana, Lori. Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. We watch like, so my wife, God love her, she is always in school pretty much. And so we will often have like Architectural Digest on in the background, like while I'm working and she's working. And they all happen to be giant mansions in Montana. So yeah, we'd love to
We have
help you out.
a lot of multi-million-dollar homes out here. So a lot of people don't know that. They think Montana, what's in Montana? Beautiful, beautiful homes with amazing views on
Mhm.
lakes or near lakes. And I mean, it's probably one of the prettiest places you've seen if you come out here. It's incredible. So that's what's here. That's why we have 33,000 people moved here over the summer. And it's, you know, the fresh air, the clean water. It's a wonderful place to live. But I'm excited that we can actually have my team refer to you because we're always looking for direct to the house, you know, versus going through a mortgage broker. So that's
Sure.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Well, thank you very much for answering our questions and telling us about that great program.
My pleasure. Yeah, thanks for having me on today. I love this. I love talking about mortgage. I love talking about real estate, and it's one of my favorite things. I'm glad that I get paid to do it because otherwise I'd do it for free.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really glad I get paid too. So it's a nice thing. It's fun to have fun in your career, but it's nice to make the money too. And you guys, just so you know, you need to make sure you subscribe to our channel, which is Social Marketing RE Pros. It's going to be on also our Facebook page for Social Marketing Real Estate Pros. And make sure you subscribe to both so you can see when we're having great videos like this. It'll help you to buy a home or even sell a home. And again, Alex is in the Ohio market, so you want to reach out to him if you want to talk about buying or selling. It's Alex Mulcahy. And we'll go ahead and share his information as well. And do reach out to Adam.Messmer with US Bank to do all of your lending needs. And you guys, this is an incredible team to work with, so make sure you do reach out to us. And we look forward to seeing you on our next show. Thanks for coming again, Adam. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.